Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And folks, we got beef in these streets. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel, and be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. So it looks like we got some issues with the Charleses here, man. As you guys know, Charles Oakley just did an interview with the Art of Dialogue podcast, right? Very big show. I think he's almost at 1 million subscribers there. And during this sit down, they spoke about Dennis Rodman, Stephen A. Smith, some other issues. But one of the ones that really stood out to me was the episode where he was talking about Isaiah Thomas, but was the recent episode where he was talking about a very serious confrontation he had with Charles Barkley. Now, if you know anything about Charles and Oakley, these guys don't like each other. Charles Barkley doesn't like Charles Oakley, and he feels the exact same way. These guys are not friends with one another. And we've always heard rumors of their altercations and all of that. And I've pulled up videos of them kind of going back and forth with each other in NBA games. And from the footage that I've seen, at least in NBA games, I never saw Charles running away or nothing like that. Now, I think Oakley is a bigger guy. I think Charles was 6'6" or something like that, but he's a pretty stocky guy. And I heard Charles is a very, very strong guy. Like, he has a lot of natural strength. He doesn't have like that, this muscle strength. He's actually has like a lot of God-given strength. Another guy who didn't have muscles all over the place, but I heard he was very, very strong, was Carmelo and a few other guys that have just been Wallace. I mean, just some guys just have they're very strong people. So anyway, in the altercations I've seen him on the court, Charles never looked like he backed down from Oakley. At least I never saw it. Well, during this interview, the interviewer asked him, "Hey, I heard you had an issue with Charles Barkley where you physically hit him." And Charles Oakley basically goes on to describe a moment where he met Charles Barkley at the NBA Lockout, and he viciously slapped him. So for those of y'all who never heard this story in this detail, I want to play it for you now, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Charles Oakley had to say here.
Yeah, they both in their own lane. How you feel about the people that criticize LeBron for joining the super team?
I don't get into that. When you go to the bank don't change because other people decide to go to Wells Fargo or Chase. If you got it's opinion. People gonna have opinions. I mean, they allow you to do that. Back in our era, you weren't allowed to move around. The money they make you move around. Maybe you could get somewhere else, you can stay home, unless you're just mad at the team you own. I don't look at it like that, so they gave freedom to other guys. They always want to talk down on that, commentators and other people. But you look at Barkley, he said these everybody teamed up. He teamed up with Akeem and Scottie Pippen in Houston. And he always talking about somebody teaming up. You know what I'm saying? These guys just some hypocrite on TV. I mean, these guys, they commentating. They're not talking. They're not educating the people about the game. Because, IQ, okay, some people have, even though you're good, don't mean you got IQ. You can just be good because you get the ball a lot. IQ is not, I think it's overrated.
Yeah, that's a real good point you made about Barkley. He did join that Rockets team with Hakeem and Pippen trying to get a ring. Good point.
But he just be talking. Anybody, if you listen to him, you might have something wrong. Something must be wrong with you because everybody think it's opinionated, so good, this, and he ain't saying nothing. Clowning, like TNT and them guys, I mean, they do more clowning around than they do more really telling people about the game. It seems like they trying to throw you off because the game make the game no more. We know this, but at least y'all got people want to tune in. They be doing more acting and stunts they do in Hollywood sometimes.
I heard you slept Charles Barkley.
Yeah. I told him he had said something, and I said next time I see him, and it was at the NBA Lockout. I walked in, I saw him. I didn't speak to nobody. I just saw him. And went over there, did what I did, and had my seat. I guess my man Chris Mill, Mason, and DC, somebody was there. I told him, before, somebody said he been mouthing all. It was a lot. They had a game in Atlantic City or something. I said, I'm gonna see him somewhere. So next time I see him, I'm gonna let him know. Keep my name out of his mouth. So that happened. I had my seat and waited for the meeting to start.
What was his reaction? He just let you slap him?
I mean, I just smacked him and had a seat. I ain't, he ain't come near me no more after that.
I always thought that he was like a tough guy because of all the fights he got into during games.
No, he wasn't that guy back then. He got in a fight with Lambeer, and that was it. Him and Shaq played around, but no, he wasn't doing nothing like that on the court because somebody, like I said, somebody would put their hands on him, and he knew that. He can do it now because he can talk stuff now because the younger guys in the league don't care. They're making 20, 30, 40,000. You think they care what he say?
So his whole tough guy image was fake.
Yes. It was quiet as kept. It was a lot of guys had that same facade back in the 90s. But if you played back then, who was gonna do something, he wasn't gonna do nothing. But he had talent though. I give him that. He could play.
So when you smacked him, was it a whole palm? Did your whole hand connect?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He felt it. He probably still feeling it. This thing is, now he want to say, I don't talk to guys wasn't all-star. No, he tried to say, well, I don't talk to guys wasn't this and that. I don't mind. You don't have to talk to me. But you better not say nothing about me. So he on that Judge Mathis list. Judge Mathis is on his list. Talking shit and let it get back to me. So I told him TNT, they can talk their mess on that and play around, joke with these younger guys. Like I said, they really, like I said, when you played with him, you know him. He wasn't gonna bust a grape.
So you heard what he had to say. What are my thoughts about this? Well, first of all, I wasn't there. All right? I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. The interviewer did a good job asking him, so you went up to him, you slapped him, and that was it? Nothing happened? And he said he slapped him and he went and sat back down. Now, that part I don't believe. I'm not saying he's a liar, I just don't believe it. Why? Because I've seen Charles get into it with guys bigger than him. I saw him get into it with Shaq. He didn't run. Did you see him run anywhere? Shaq is more physically imposing than Charles Oakley. He's more physically imposing. He's a heavier guy, bigger guy. I'm sure stronger guy, probably. I don't know. And Charles went toe-to-toe with him, and he ain't, Shaq swung on him, but Charles fought. He didn't run. So I find it so hard to believe that they're in a locker room or somewhere, and Oakley sees Charles. He walks up to him, slaps him, then turns around and goes and sits down, and nothing happened. I don't believe that. I'm not saying Charles Oakley is a liar, but I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. If it was somebody else, probably. But I didn't seen Charles fight. I didn't seen him stand up for himself. So for me to just hear a story like this, I'm not saying he lying, but I definitely believe that there's more to that story. And the part that still stood out to me was the other part in the interview when they were talking about Isaiah Thomas. Now, Isaiah Thomas is smaller than all of these guys. But Charles Oakley then reveals a story of when Isaiah Thomas ran down on him in an airport. And he was following him all over the place. Like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And I'm like, so if you're not willing to scrap with Isaiah, granted it's an airport, but you willing to slap Charles Barkley, it don't make sense to me. That story didn't make sense because he was like, he tried him one time, tried him a second time. If he tried him a third time, he's going to do something. I don't know, man. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't believe it. Right? I don't know. Or there's more to this story. These are my thoughts on it. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We'll catch you guys on the next show. I'm out. Peace.